It's fascinating to understand why we're already looking at a 6G Academy and how that's come about. Can you tell us a bit about the history of that and your thought process in creating the 6G Academy?
We believe in talent as a next oil, and the talent to be the bottleneck of growth of any company. And our roots are in wireless technology. 3 years ago, we've been selected by a couple of industry leaders like Keysight, Apple, Samsung, Cisco, a couple of mobile network operators. They wanted to have an external vendor agnostic perspective of what to expect in the 5G. And contrary to any typical training company, our experts were numerous heads, being R&D directors, senior executives, policymakers, FCC advisors. And what we strongly believe is that insights and the why behind the technology rather than what, explaining the technology itself is way more important, and the why comes with the experience. So we brought remarkable experts to build the 5G courses back then and focus primarily on 5G. Over the past 3 years, we trained over 100,000 professionals worldwide. And now we are stepping into big talent and learning revolution beyond 5G, beyond the connectivity itself, being a learning and talent management platform for future of tech. 6G is not only wireless. There is a place for AI, for quantum computing, for augmented reality, and numerous technology perspectives and changes.
So in terms of the skills that you see kind of being particular bottlenecks, is it a case of kind of the technical knowledge isn't there, or are you thinking more in terms of I don't know, sort of organizational or process or the integration of different technologies when you're sort of thinking about what companies need in future?
The shortage of talent who develop new stuff rather than being a user of new stuff is declining. And we want to be a platform where people develop new technologies, basically, rather than being a user. Of course, worldwide, the biggest shortage is in the IT and software development, which we very often compare the situation to 30 years ago, 20 years ago, as a language. English language was a language of and still is of business technology. Back then, just speaking English, at least in the countries of non-US, non-UK, you could be a director of marketing, right? And now third language worldwide is software development, which means C++, etc. And we want to be a context for those software developers, where to apply even the machine learning. it is, I would say, harder to enter because it goes purely with the expertise and outstanding professionals to serve as a teachers, as coaches, as a tutors.
Lovely. So if there's a shortage of skills globally, I mean, you're trying to address that, but I wonder, does that mean that people who have these high demand skills are going to be changing the way that they work?
Absolutely. That's something which accelerated with the new pandemic world, right? Where there are a couple of changes happening at the big speed, and they will just accelerate it over the time. Number one is that learning is a continuous journey. You can't graduate your bachelor, master, or then if you're looking into the research and PhD. Reinventing yourself on the labor market or on the talent market is happening to 3 years, 4 year cycles. Adapting and changing the skill sets and are happening now. In way more in the faster manner. That's number one. Number two is that professionals are going to wear numerous hats more often. I believe in the concepts of breathing organizations. It's like in the 3G, in the CDMA, where the cells were breathing in the capacity. So here, anticipating the talent, to access to the right talent, it is go or no go for some of your projects, and continuous forecast whether it is doable to make it happen, not from the financial aspect but from the skill sets aspect, is critical for your growth. So what is unique here in the academy is that number one is the community. So we starting with this 100,000 professionals around the 5G, expanding towards the connectivity, towards beyond the connectivity. Number two is content, and number three is analytics. So to go away from recruiting based on the LinkedIn profiles or resumes, rather than on the way how people, data-driven recruitment, based on how people learn, how they collaborate, because the joint hands-on projects are to be expected and jointly provided with the industry partners. Setting up teams not only based on skill sets, but also even values and the style how people collaborate and work can happen. I do compare that to Netflix or even Facebook, understanding our preferences way more than what we could say about ourselves, because it is purely driven.
As the 6G Academy evolves, I mean, I know it's early days as yet, as it is with everything 6G, but how do you see that developing? Are you going to be sort of tying in with this idea of a data-driven recruitment, or that optimization of teams to match the talent that's coming through the academy to work?
Yes, absolutely. So we do right now discussing with the first partners where training programs can be the recruitment vehicle, shortening the recruitment process, because it overlaps with the onboarding processes as well, where the training can be served as both make awareness of your brand, but then recruit and provide you a data, but then even shortening overlapping the process of onboarding, because the skill set needed for the future job will be there. It's not purely recruitment, but also education of your current ecosystem and the new one that you want to enter or build. In terms of the roadmap, launching a great short course by Professor Maria Medard from MIT. That will be our first new one under the 6G Academy brand later in October. And I'm openly inviting all of you to enroll. Although we also still follow and promote some of our training programs on the 5GNR. Next week, we are also announcing the advisory board, which is super important puzzle of our existence.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to hearing about that, and good luck with this inaugural course with Muriel Medard. I mean, she appeared at 6G Symposium last year, and she's absolute dynamite. So I'm sure that'll be great.
Absolutely. So thank you, Alex, once again for having me, and thank you for being part of the 6G World family and 6G Symposium. Please go visit 6gacademy.com.